Hi there, everyone. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. As we're all aware, B2B Saas has been through some tough times this year. Many companies and sellers are struggling to hit quota. We heard this and thought that we would throw on a little bit of a webinar here to help you end the year on a high note and offer you tactics and tips from our panel of experts to help you get there. We've assembled an all-star crew here from Close, Instantly, and Sendspark. And we'd take a moment here to introduce ourselves. So Bethany, why don't you kick it off? Why don't you tell us who you are, why we should listen to you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Bethany. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Sendspark. And Sendspark's a video platform to create personalized videos at scale for sales teams. So especially recently, I've been working very closely with our customers and helping them come up with some creative strategies to end the year strong.
Awesome, Bethany. Thank you so much. Concise. I like that. Raul, why don't we hear from you? Do you look a little jet lagged?
No, what are you talking about? I think I look fresh. They're just landed in Tokyo, but founder of Instantly. We had an agency. We started scaling it for outreach, and it was very boring and got super expensive. So you had to do a lot of manual work. We started Instantly. We can add unlimited email accounts to code, and our goal from the start has only been adding features that help users make money. So we don't have any fluff. We added email signatures like after 1 year of being launched because we didn't believe they had much value. And we've been doing this for this day, just helping people get more clients with cold email.
Thank you so much, Raul. James, why don't we hear a little bit about why we should listen to you today?
Sure. So I work for a company called Close CRM. If you don't know, we are a sales-focused CRM. So the only folks that I talk to are salespeople. I lead partnerships there, but I was the sales rep there at one point. I've been with them for a long time. So I've been living and breathing sales for quite a while now and have lots of thoughts and ideas about sales from all elements, whether it's you're doing your outreach and engaging folks, setting appointments, or you're actually closing the deal. So I talk to everybody on a regular basis about these types of strategies and how they're evolving in the market. So yeah, I'm super stoked to share a couple of things that I've been thinking about that I think you can take away from this after the call and implement today.
Thank you so much, James. We're going to dive into, I guess, the main part of the webinar, which is kind of the actual tips to help you close more deals. So we're going to start off with Bethany Stackenfeld of Sendspark. Bethany, what's something that you would recommend for people that are trying to get over the hump to hit quota in Q4?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to hear everyone's opinions here. One of the big things that I've been suggesting for new accounts we're working with is, since it's Q4 and you're trying to close now, it's a little late to start at the beginning. I mean, maybe if you have a really fast sales process, you can do that. But for a lot of things that we're doing and we've been working with other customers on are reach out to your canceled accounts, reach out to your free signups that never converted. Maybe they asked for a feature you've built since then, or a prospect that you talked to that didn't close for some reason. So that way, when you're starting the conversation, you're not starting at the beginning, you're kind of starting in the middle, and you can get a lot further in less time.
Raul, how do you feel about that? What would you recommend for folks that are trying to get over the hump here in Q4?
I agree with what Bethany said. You just have to be relentless. So I've spoken with a bunch of salespeople. Some people don't want to send too many emails, they feel they're going to be too pushy. But now is the time. If you qualified the prospect, you had a really good demo, they liked it, there's no reason why they wouldn't buy from it or would be interested. So just follow up until you get a no. And we use one specific strategy is we call it carpet pulls or incentive-based pricing. Just send them, even if the demo was good. We just had a demo 2 hours ago at, let's say, agency pricing $5K a month. We're gonna send them hey, we want to do Q4 our best quarter this year, and if you can help us close the deal this week, I can give you $1K off. I can add this to the package. Only thing you guys can return is give me a video testimonial once we're successful with you. Just sending out these kind of trade offers, but something that I actually want. Yeah, that works really well.
James, what are your thoughts on this?
I would add to what Raul said. So I am not in love with giving discounts, splitting payments if that's not your typical model, but I do think that gives you leverage to go in and try and close deals at the end of the year, the end of the quarter. Now, if you're going to go in with that strategy, with a discount, with a split payment, as Raul mentioned, ask for a trade, but not just at the end of the quarter, the end of the year, right? This should be common habit. if you're going to give a discount, you should be getting something in return, in my opinion. Ask for 3 referrals and ask for 3 introductions, warm introductions of people that might be willing to use your tool. Not everybody's going to be able to deliver those 3 referrals, but ask for it. Hey, I can get you the discount. This is what the discount will be. 3 intros, 3 referrals. And now you can hopefully close that deal, but now you got 3 new leads in the pipeline for next year. So I would hold strong on that, not give the discount or the split payment until you get something in return. And you can still be very diplomatic and kind about that process, and it's completely fair.
Yeah. One thing I want to add to that as well is, like, of course, discounts are great and people love discounts, but cash is king. And so if you're trying to figure out, hey, how do we incentivize someone, but without sacrificing money, see what you can give that could mean a lot to the client, but is very inexpensive for you. So like additional user seats or, guides or certain things that maybe you have ready. So it's like they're still getting a deal and there's still that incentive, but you're not always sacrificing cash.
Just kind of riff here a little bit. Bethany, you were mentioning on the video piece, there's a voice cloning feature that is in beta right now over at Sendspark. I would love to hear how that helps the personalization at scale and kind of getting more of the message out there.
I think it goes into, if you're reaching out to people that are in your system for some reason, like what are you offering them? Like what are you actually saying in that email or message? And what can be really good, especially if you know a reason why they didn't buy before, is having a video that's like, hey, since we've talked, we built this feature, we have this thing out, or just see what's new in general. And then with the new AI voice cloning, the benefit of that is instead of creating a unique video for every person, you can create one video for people who maybe all wanted the same feature or had the same thing in common. And then you just create one video. You can automatically add your viewer's voice, or sorry, not your viewer's voice, your viewer's name to the beginning of the video, as well as their website. So it seems super personalized for them, catches their attention in email, and then you can kind of go into your message and what's new and why they might be more interested in buying right now.
Yeah, like who's not going to want to reply to a nice personalized message like that on a video? I just kind of wanted to move over here to Raul. Raul, as the founder of Instantly, not only are you generating new business using your platform, but you also have a ton of sellers using it for the same reason. What are some of the things that the best sellers are doing to drive net new business?
So we analyzed 30 million emails and
that's a lot.
All the different metrics. It is. And we had to hire like a legit data scientist to go through the numbers and see what stands up. And the main answer is going to be boring. It was the people that make the most money, get the most responses, are the people who send the most emails. Like, that's it. Just consistently send more. They don't stop. Like, this is like the most common thing we see in people that like leave instant, like, hey, like, while you're leaving, I didn't get results. How many campaigns you tried? 2. It's like just people give up too early. And the biggest earners, they just send a lot of emails. It doesn't even matter like the niche, how long your email is, are you using personalization or not, are you using images. All of these, we didn't see very big impacts. Just like send more emails. Like common sense. If you have a good offer, it helps other businesses. You reach more people, you're going to make more money.
So it's just it's a scale thing, right? And that's interesting that you bring that up, because so many, what you're hearing right now, right? So Google just came out with its new guidelines about the amount of emails that you can send. So how do you say, does your answer change in response to that? Like, does it have any effect on, I mean, you're saying send more emails, and every email domain is telling us don't send more emails. I guess this guy is kind of what I'm asking.
Yeah, so good question. And the main thing is like, you shouldn't be spamming from one email account. That's why you can add as many as you want. So from one email account, we're sending maybe 20, 25 a day maximum.
Oh, okay.
They're all still personalized. So that's why, like, how we get past that limitation. And obviously, the content itself, I think, is the most important part, that you're sending a valuable offer to somebody that actually needs it. And if you personalize it, like Bethany said, with like video personalization, even like AI personalization, if it seems personalized for that user, they're not going to mark it as spam if it's useful. So you still have to do that part, plus the technical part of not sending too many from one email account.
Yeah, bring value in that message, right? Don't just, don't just mail it in. Thank you so much for that answer. James, what are your thoughts on drumming up net new business?
I'm going to take it from the perspective of you're an AE and a part of your job is to spin up some of your own new pipeline. That's very common. And I have a number of friends still in sales, right? For big enterprise companies, I have a friend at HubSpot. They're responsible for generating their own pipeline. So I think there's a number of ways that you can do that. One of them going back to the referral play, right? But you've already closed the deal. There's not leverage for a discount. So how can you get them to refer you business or refer folks that they know who could also benefit from what you offer? If you have an affiliate program, which most tech companies do, right? A lot of companies do. If you have an affiliate program or a referral program, go back to your top deals that you close, people that you have a rapport with, and reach out to them and say, hey, just wanted to let you know that you can make money by sending us business. I'm not sure if you were aware of this. A lot of people don't know this actually. And send them some, brief information about how they can make money by generating referrals. And then ask them, like, do you know anybody that, would be interested in talking to me now? And I can make sure that we get them added as a referral under your name and get them engaged in that way, right? Give them something. You'll get paid. I get a referral. And this is a strategy that's not commonly used by a lot of sales reps. And it's a good way where partnerships or affiliate marketing can sort of connect, where it's, I'm going to go out, I'm going to use this tool as leverage to get referrals. They're going to get paid. The affiliate program is going to grow. And typically when someone refers one person and they get paid for it, the light goes on, right? And they go, oh, damn, I can create this whole new revenue stream for myself as a side hustle just by referring people. So that's a solid strategy as an AE to go out and generate new pipeline.
So I guess what I wanted to do is kind of switch this question around, right? These are the good things you can do to build pipeline. Team, what are we thinking of as far as common mistakes that you're seeing sellers make out there when building deal flow? I guess I'd love to kind of hear your thoughts on things that people should stop doing.
I can start here. So one thing I feel like I've seen recently is people not tying the list building to the content in the message. And I think the two things go super hand in hand. Like even, what James is saying about asking for it's like when you're pulling your list of the people you're reaching out to, you got to think about what's the value prop for them. Like they don't just want to share your product, they want to make money. And so sometimes I see people they'll pull all these different lists for different reasons and they just send the same message to everyone. And it's like, no, if you're reaching out to people because they use a competitor, your email should say why you're better than the competitor. Or, if you're reaching out to the title, you really want to target it. I guess it seems obvious. I just feel like most people, or not most people, I just feel like that's a common mistake I've seen where I'm like, why are you writing that? You don't have to personalize an email for every person and, talk about where they went to college and all that, but you do want to make sure it's really relevant. And that starts at the list level.
Raul, what do you think about some mistakes that people are making out there?
I think if they find a niche, a messaging combo that works to get responses, they usually abandon that super fast. I think we just get bored. We want to try new things all the time. So if you find a gold mine, something that brings you positive responses, clients, you should go for it and just exhaust it as much as
Double
possible.
down on that.
Double down, exactly. It's boring, but it works. Another part is with Instantly, we've seen a lot of people are too focused on the wrong KPIs there and overthinking. So a lot of talk has been, for example, open rates, for example, that shouldn't be in your optimization list. Only thing you should be worrying about is, are you getting clients from this campaign? And I saw a comment from Paul in the chat, what's the first time that you should dump a campaign? It's when you don't get responses. And people are optimizing for even just replies, for example. But if you get 100 negative replies, it doesn't mean the campaign was good. Just optimize for actual revenue, actual clients, actual money that you're receiving, and scale those campaigns up.
Thanks so much for that question from the crowd, from Paul Mohammed. And that was, what's the first sign that you should dump a campaign? And as Raul just replied, he said, when you stop getting results from it, right? I guess a quick one for me, because I'm learning here as well, is how long would you take for a campaign, Raul? Do you give something 2 weeks? Do you give it a month?
So we look at it from the side of volume. So it doesn't matter how long the campaign is, but if you've sent 2,000 emails and you haven't signed a client, it's common.
That's your sign.
Yeah, that's your sign that you should test something different. From the beginning, from a few hundred emails, you can already start testing messaging and the niche. But if you're not getting sales after sending thousands of emails, then you should change something.
James, wanted to hear your thoughts on what people are doing out there that isn't that great when trying to build pipeline.
They're not introducing creativity into a lot of their emails, whether it's at scale or it's personalized. And something that's interesting, like give them something interesting. Like, of course, you have to have your hook and what you offer, and it's got to be the right ideal customer profile for someone who actually needs it. But like, introduce creativity. Here's an example. Maybe you are great at designing Spotify playlists for setting the right vibe over the holidays, right? Like, build that playlist and put that in the email. By the way, if you don't need this or you don't care, here's a dope playlist that you can use over the holidays, right? Or go back to those 20, 30 deals that you closed over the year, send them a bulk email that says, hey, I'm building a playlist of all the folks that I've worked with this year. I'd love for you to contribute 1 to 3 songs, and then I want to share it with some of my new prospects, right? Boom, get them to contribute. Brian, this is a playbook that you run with your content, and take that playlist and send it to, some new prospects. Just get creative and do something interesting. And I think in every sales rep, you dig deep enough, there's something interesting about you, or you already know that about yourself, some type of spark that you can offer into that email and that outreach that is uniquely you. Like, don't forget about that.
That's a great answer, James. And thank you so much for the compliment. And yeah, I guess, using that creativity, that spark that I think sets me apart or can set you apart is what people are actually going to react to. And if they react, there's a good chance they're going to reply. So I guess I had another question here for Raul, more specifically about Instantly. It seems we have some good questions on email in here. Is there anything in particular that Instantly does and gives sellers that helps make them more effective?
So when it came to market, there was that you can add unlimited email accounts for sending a warm up. So if you're scaling, your cost doesn't scale with Instantly. Your monthly pricing stays the same. And after that, I think it's the simplicity, just the ease of use, because if you're a new person, you're coming into cold outreach, all the technical setup, buying domains, setting them up, it's not that easy if you're starting out. So we've simplified the sending that you can get leads from one place, add accounts, warm them up, create campaigns. And now we even add like evergreen campaigns where you can set lead lists that you find of people that you want to target, and it will automatically add leads to your campaign. So you don't even have to do it manually anymore. We verify the leads, we can A/B test them, find the winners, just getting more and more easy. I think that's the real reason why people like using Instantly. Like, it just works. If it's nice, if it's cheap, but if it doesn't bring results, like, nobody's going to use it. So all these things combined, I think, is what makes it work.
Yeah, no, that's great. Gives us a little insight into Instantly and kind of what you're working on there. We'll jump over to Bethany with that same question. What do you think Sendspark does to help make sellers more effective?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we do differently than other video platforms is give you the ability to create personalized videos at scale. So, you can use Sendspark to record a personalized video the same way you could use Loom, Vidyard, or a bunch of other screen recorders. But when it comes to sales, you want to be able to, personalize what needs to be personalized, but automate everything else. Not just to move fast and for scale, but also so you get better quality in what you're sending out, and you're able to run real A/B tests because you're sending variations to different people in emails. So we have a couple ways to do that. You could either do like a hybrid personalization where you have one like core video of your product and you're recording personalized videos for every person you're sending it to. So you're, actually recording and you're really adding a personal touch. And then just recently we added AI intros. So you really can automate everything. You just record one video, you leave a placeholder for your viewer's first name, and then you can import your list and generate, the exact same video for each one of your prospects, and then send it out and close instantly, or any email sending platform, which just makes it a lot more scalable to send videos. As long as like the content is relevant, the content's personalized, there's no limits. And I think that's really powerful for sellers.
I know James kind of focuses more on the partnerships angle over at Close, and we've yet to kind of touch on that at all. I was wondering, James, if you could tell us how partnerships can be a helper for sales teams looking to build pipeline, close deals.
3 different ways. So one of them I already mentioned, leverage your affiliate program if you have one to get referrals. educate people on what an affiliate program is. And it's simple as you can make money recommending our product. So that's one, leverage your affiliate program to get referrals. Two, this one's obvious, leverage your integration partners, right? Have a good understanding of which integration partners solve very specific product gaps for you and do it well and have solid native integrations and get in tune with them. So when you're on sales calls and those objections come up, those product gaps, or they're asking for integrations or recommendations, you can always speak as an expert, right? You should have 5, 6, 7 different platforms in the back of your mind that you trust, have native integrations, solve a product gap, and in a split second, you can make a strong expert recommendation and point them. And you know what? You can get involved in their affiliate programs and make money too. And then you build relationships with those sales reps over there, right? And you send back and forth. 3 is solutions or service partners, right? And not every tech platform has service and solution partners, but if you do, leverage them. What a service or solution partner is, hey, listen, this is great. I love your platform. I just don't have the time to set it up. Do you have someone that can just white glove this for me? And sometimes maybe you have a professional services team, right? If your team has built that, but a lot of times they don't. And then build a couple of relationships with service partners that you trust, recommend them to that service partner. They'll set it up white glove, do all the things for the customer. And typically that creates a very sticky customer as well, because your service partners are going to really know what they're doing with the ones that have been working with your platform for a long time. So those are my 3 tips there.
So that last one, you said it's like an MSP, a managed service provider type thing for,
there's it could be a managed service ongoing, or it could just be like a one-time setup implementation. And you can typically, you may not know this, but you can go to platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, and search your tool and see if people are already supporting your tool like that. If you don't know of any good service partners, and see if they have solid reviews. And if they do, reach out to them and start a relationship with them. That could help you overcome objections and refer them business. And again, maybe you get in their affiliate program. They typically have affiliate programs too. So there's a lot of ways to create ecosystems between partnerships and sales where everybody wins.
Now, I guess what I want, that was compelling. I mean, anyone that's listening is be like, wow, I want to get partnerships cooking right now. But I want to hear from Bethany and Raul. Does that actually work? We know that James says it works, but I want to hear it from you two. Has partnerships and kind of using that angle and that ecosystem helped your businesses?
I can start.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Raul.
for sure. So Instantly is mostly for SMB, like smaller companies. Partnerships like come into play more for enterprise deals, but we see like for the biggest clients that we have, like we have to go the extra mile, offer these extra services. And you asked a question in the beginning as well, like how to close more in Q4. Like, can you offer something like outside of what you're offering? Like for Instantly, we just signed a really big deal with like a salesperson who came to us, and they actually they closed us. So like we didn't say like congrats to them, and they closed us because like we're busy. Every business owner is super busy. And for us, why we were hesitant was that we had to use our development resources to actually implement this thing. But they offered, okay, we have this partner that can come in and set this up for you. We're going to take care of it. You don't have to worry. We pay for it. They take care of it. If we can get you started in September, November, like still like a trade. If you get started right now, we can help you set it up. So in these sorts of ways, we're offering that similar things. If there are big clients that need, for example, 1,000 email accounts, we're going to take a partner that we have that's going to help them set those up. Just like being creative and like listening to what your like users or potential clients are saying and offering that to them, I think, works really well.
That's a solid strategy from their end.
Yeah, right. It just made it super easy for Raul. It was like, how could you say no at that point, right? That is really, really interesting. I like that angle a lot. Bethany, has the partnerships angle helped you out at Sendspark?
Yeah, and in a couple different ways. Like I wasn't even really thinking about what Raul is talking about as like partnerships, but it is like we'll work with agencies and then they'll like set Sendspark up for their clients. And it's, it's really nice. You have one point of contact and they, they know the ins and outs of the product and they know the ins and outs of the agency or the client's needs. So it's super helpful. We also, because Sendspark is, we are the video piece of your email workflow. You're always sending a video in another email platform. like that's naturally opened the door to partnerships and just being able to show like how we can enhance the results you're already getting in Instantly or Closer, other email tools. Like that's been really cool. And, you know, we'll make videos, ask people to share it, do all kinds of things. And I think whenever prospective customers come from a partner, they have a little bit more trust. And then that's nice. So they kind of start not like at point A in the funnel, but maybe at point like F, like, you know, they already know who you are, how it could benefit them. And so that's really nice, especially, you know, for a small team that's trying to get a lot of scale.
Thanks for everyone's answer on that one. We're going to move along to kind of the looking forward to 2024 piece. I call it looking forward to 2024. How do you, this is for everyone, how do you view the sales landscape as we head into 2024? Are there going to be more headwinds or are things going to start easing up? Would love to hear your thoughts, starting with James.
It's just hard to say. I feel like there's so much environmental influence going on in the world that can affect what the response to that will be. I
feel like it's been like that for a while though. Now,
it
James,
is
right? You know, like 2-3
right?
years.
Yeah.
We've been saying
I guess it's just like expect to plow through the mud, right? And so I think figuring out ways that you can level up yourself as a sales rep to stand out. And that's in whether, you know, like Raul mentioned, be more consistent with your outbound, do more, but improve your copy along the ways. Do more, do it consistently, but improve your copy. If you're doing outbound, you know, I think if you're running demos, like in what ways can I level up the way that I interact, communicate, and build relationships with the folks on the demo? And how can technology help me with that, right? So really starting to converge with those AI tools on the market to make your life easier. As a sales rep, you shouldn't really be taking notes anymore because there are tools that do that. You should be 100% present in the conversation and building a relationship with that person, really understanding what they need and actively listening. So leveling up who you are. So when someone gets on a call with you or they interact with you, they're like, oh shit, like this person really knows what they're doing. And that builds that trust. And they're gonna, if they trust you, they're gonna trust buying from you, right? So level up yourself, work on yourself, figure out how you can become the best sales rep in 2024. And I'm a big proponent of like create your own creative self in that process. That's my advice.
I like you bringing up that live enablement piece, right? When you're on these calls now. I mean, before we used to sit and listen and write down notes or type down notes as you're doing it. And while you're doing that, you're just waiting for the other person to finish just so you could get a question out. And what you're saying is kind of with AI jumping around over to this now, it's, you know, the AI that we get from kind of Sales Room or Gong, where it's recording while it's going on, all the notes are going on. That's going to allow you to actually become a better salesperson by just doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? Which is just listening better to the person that you're having the conversation with, right, James?
That's right. A salesperson, what you're good at is listening, communicating, and actually communicating with a goal, right? Like your goal is to close the deal, as long as that person's the right fit. Don't force that, but communicating with a goal. And so let those AI tools do that hard work for you. Fathom is a great tool that we love. And then Close also now has AI summaries, so Call Assistant. So when you're making phone calls in Close, going through the power dialer, just take
beautiful. Right,
you don't even
right.
have to think about it.
You know what? That wasn't even on purpose. I didn't bring it up because I knew that was in Close. That was just serendipitous. Very nice. So Raul had to jump because he just got to Tokyo and the fire alarm turned on in his hotel and they're evacuating everyone. So he left us early, but it's okay. We are kind of rounding into the final mile here. Bethany, I guess your couple of cents on where you see 2024 heading. Are we in for kind of still the same bad news, or are we starting to see some daylight?
It's definitely like both at the same time. I think the market's tough, and so people are forced to do more with less. A lot of companies have laid off a lot of people, so the remaining people have to do a lot more.
We're basically wrapping up here, kind of our thoughts on 2024, and we had our chat questions. We had a couple questions from the crowd, but now they're all gone. So I guess at this point, I just want to thank everyone for coming by and spending some time with us. James from Close, Bethany Stackenfeld from Sendspark, and Raul, who unfortunately had to leave us because he didn't want to burn alive. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you next time.
See y'all.
Thanks.